Okay, gents, so this has been getting a bit more interest recently on some of the YouTube videos I've been doing. And it's one of the biggest signs that your testosterone is on the rise. And it's not just testosterone, there's a few other hormones as well, but test is probably the foundational one. And this has been my experience personally. It's the biggest one for me. And it's a huge one for those of you who want to make more money. It's a huge one, even if money isn't the main thing you're after. But if you want to advance your career or set yourself up for the future, security, freedom, you're trying to build something, it's really, really important. And if you don't have this, you will fail. Like, it's impossible. Unless you're one of these guys who was born into extreme wealth. I don't know. I don't think anyone's watching this, though, is in that position. But it's when you can maintain the same level of focus that you had when you woke up. So say 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., that kind of time. And you have the same level of focus at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., well into the evening. And what it is it's that consistency throughout the day. That is the testosterone thing. Whereas some guys, you know, they have the spikes and maybe they have some caffeine or some nootropics or something, and they're kind of trying to hack the body or whatever. But there really isn't a hack. If your hormones are off, there's no hack that's going to fix that. You just have to get the hormones sorted. And you know, the mark of femininity is up and down. It's like it's cyclical more than anything. You know, women by nature are cyclical. The very being, you know, their entire reproductive system, and by extension of that, their hormones, they're cyclical by nature. Whereas men and masculinity in general, it's constant. And guys who are higher testosterone, and not just testosterone, they've got all the other things in range, you know, because some guys are high T, especially guys on Clomid or guys on TRT, and their body fat isn't super low. They can be high testosterone, but they're also high estrogen. Like, their aromatization's really high. And that's not what I'm talking about. So reasonably high testosterone, and then the estrogen and everything else is within range. And that is where you're going to get that consistency, the energy throughout the day. You're going to be just as focused and energetic. So it's 4:30 right now, and I'm recording this video. If anything, I have more energy now for some reason than I did this morning. So, and when you're like that, your options are limited, especially if you're intelligent, especially if you've got a skill. You're not limited by that afternoon crash, the slump, when people have had their lunch and they start falling asleep. Afternoon meetings, I remember the days. You're not going to get rich doing that. You've got to still have the energy in the afternoon. It's a huge testosterone thing. And that's been my kind of perspective. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments if you relate to this, or maybe you don't relate. But this is where, you know, your test is certainly on the rise. If it's not 700 plus, it will be there soon. And that's total testosterone. And free, your free still has to be in range, like 2-3%, that kind of thing. But once you get to that point, your options are limitless, and your chances of certainly growing your income, let's put it that way, go way up. Life gets easier. And think about it, if you can do that 7 days a week, again, consistency. The calendar says Monday to Friday, but that's just that's a made up thing. It's not real. Your body doesn't know what Monday is. It doesn't know what Saturday is. If you can repeat that 7 days a week, you're in a pretty good position. So that's been the biggest one for me. I can talk about other signs, you know, that the testosterone levels are rising, some of the more controversial bedroom performance ones, and some social ones potentially. But this was the first one for me, and this has been the past 3 or 4 years. It's been really, really good, and I'm very, very pleased about it. But yeah, you let me know what your experience has been in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.